Today we're playing 60 seconds again. So, but there's a reason for this. So, if you watched the last video at all, most currently, like it did decently, but that's not the reason why we're filming it. So there was this guy, okay, and me and him kept talking back and forth about the game a little bit. And this channel is NPC5. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but he has 62 subscribers and 308 videos, and so like he thought I should film it again. So that's what we're gonna do. So shout out to him. Try and put his channel at the end of the video, and you know, so on and so forth. So hope you enjoy the video. So let's get started, boys. No, we're gonna go for the Fat Man Bomb. I don't know where they got these names from. I barely, like, I'm not super good at it, but we'll see how this goes. Yep. So this is the game. Hopefully it goes well. Okay, we're in now. I'm gonna stand right here and get my wife because she's right by the door. I think my goal should try and be to get people first. I think the goal should get people first, and then, because that's gonna take the most amount of time. We do need. Barely got anything though, so that was pretty bad strategy. So we're gonna end up dying though, but I mean we did get a decent amount of food. We didn't get much food though. We didn't get much of anything though, but okay, day one. So it looks like we got the harmonica, we got the suitcase, the radio, 3 bottles of water. It looks like a decent amount of soup, the lock, the key, the gas mask. But, ah, shoot, I can't get rid of this stupid thing right there, but I guess it doesn't matter. Day one, all of us made it into the shelter just a second before the blast. That was a close one. As long as we're all together, we can make it work down here. We remember hearing canned soup is healthy for you. I can't remember bringing those supplies down to the shelter, but we're not complaining. We probably should have stocked it better anyway. And look at what we found in the suitcase we grabbed upstairs. Good thing we didn't unpack our holiday lunch. We got a lock and a key. Our shelves are full of cans. We'll eat from cans. We'll sleep on cans. We'll even talk through cans. Some of us already do. There's just barely enough water for everyone. We will have to ration it strictly. We don't get any food today because we barely have anything. We really miss the life we had. The space, the sky, the food, more food. We wish we'd go back to a time before the bomb dropped. I want cake. Okay, that was day one. Day number 2. Living in the past is not wise in our current situation. We need to think of today and tomorrow. This morning has been calm enough for Ted, and he is doing well. It's impressive how well Mary Jane is handling the situation. She looks fine today. Dolores is quite calm given the situation. Timmy is on his best behavior. How long will it last? Timmy's normally never that bad. He's always, we can have food tomorrow. Okay, we're gonna send somebody out to try and get water. The trash can is becoming full of empty soup cans, and that unfermentable butter is overflowing both of them. are trapped and trained to go into suspicious big insects. Wildlife roaches that are that big before the war, were they? We're down here with like just enough to survive. Like, I feel like it'd be cool if you had to grab like we didn't have to grab chairs or stuff. See, there's the bugs. So, oh my, that thing is huge, and there goes another one. Roaches everywhere. We're doomed. We already feel all dirty. Ted is really thirsty. Everyone has to drink. Sometimes, including Mary Jane. Is there any water left? If there is one thing that we need, it's water for the lures. How about getting Timmy something to drink? He is not looking well. We're gonna send out Ted. Ted's gonna take the suitcase. Because that means you can bring multiple items. But that's not the reason why he's going out with the suitcase. No, actually, no, we'll send out Timmy. I trust Timmy more than Ted. We need adults to live anyways. Because if both the adults die, we're kind of screwed. Hopefully Timmy comes back. It's hard to say though. Checkers, let me see. Day 4. Timmy went out to the wasteland. We don't know what we will do if he doesn't come back. Equipment, suitcase. Ted is no longer thirsty. Mary Jane is no longer thirsty. The horse is no longer thirsty. Okay, you guys don't get any food right now. And these cockroaches aren't playing around. They're very territorial, and they are leaving us less and less space every day. You need something about it. Well, I'm sorry, but we don't have bug spray or the Boy Scout handbook or the rifle. All we have is a gas mask, a radio, and some food. And that checkers board, and I think a harmonica. Yep, that's all we have, boys. They're right there. Our time will come, but for the time being, we'll just have to adapt to this living situation. They're here, we're here. Let's make the best of it. They're only cockroaches after all. Ted seems to be doing alright, even though the world has gone to such a blank place. Mary Jane says she's fine and doesn't need anything. The walrus is quite calm given the situation. We didn't think we would get a chance to increase our food supply by simply playing a card game. But that's what we were offered by a man who knocked on our door today. 2 cans of food. We win. We get his 2 cans. We lose. We give him our 2 cans. Are we going to do it? No, because we don't have cards. So, and plus it's kind of a high risk. Day 6. Gambling is a terrible habit. What kind of example is that to set the kids? We need supplies, but we're not going to get them like that. We need some sooner. Rob someone. We sent that man away. Good riddance. Ted should drink some soon. Getting some to drink from Mary Jane sounds like the right idea. Water is all Dolores wants. Okay, so fine. You guys can have some water, but no food. You guys didn't say you wanted food. We always wanted a pet, but we just couldn't decide what to get. A cat, a dog, no matter. We have our very own cockroach colony now. Unless we want them to stay and play fetch, we should start doing something to drive them out. Through the fetch option is quite likely, as they're getting as big as small puppies. Well, we don't have anything. I'm hoping Timmy comes back. But I don't know if he's gonna come back though. I really don't know. Cause it's already day 7. Our time will come, but for the time being, we'll just have to adopt to this living situation. They're here, we're here. Let's make the best of it. They're only cockroaches after all. Ted isn't thirsty anymore. Mary Jane is no longer thirsty. Dolores is no longer thirsty. The boredom and silence overwhelming. Too bad we don't have a TV to keep us occupied, but maybe we could take advantage of some of our supplies and pretend there are props on the movie set. But we don't have either of those things because Timmy took the suitcase so we could bring home more things than what he did. I don't know if Timmy is coming back though. I hope he'd come back. Ted and Mary Jane seemed let down, but we have more important things to do than playing Peter right now. There isn't much going on with Ted. No trouble, nothing new. Mary Jane is feeling safe. Who wouldn't in this coffin-sized shelter? If there is anything to report about the wars, this is where it would have been. I think you guys can go another day before I give you food. And call us weird, but we think those cockroaches are trying to communicate with us. Is it possible they are now our intellectual equals? Maybe we could turn them into a cheap labor force to support our survival effort. Once a capitalist, always a capitalist. Well, we don't have anything to get rid of them. New species, mutants. Oh shoot. So okay, so apparently Mary Jane is now mutant. Are they all hungry? No, they're thirsty and she's hungry. So talking to the product of your imagination is one thing, but talking to cockroaches, come on. We're better than that, aren't we? What the blank? Mary Jane went to bed, her normal self, and now she's all mutated. Oh, Mary Jane. What happened to you? Where is the water? Ted needs it. Mary Jane is quite hungry. The water, okay. You're just hungry, so. Oh, boys, I think Timmy came back. Oh, boys, Timmy is back and he brought a deck of cards. And it looks like maybe he brought some food. I don't know what. Oh, and Timmy's sick now. We were able to get a weak signal and tap into government's emergency announcement service. And guess what? Great news. The power outside is mostly gone. It should be much safer to travel on the surface now. We were so afraid for Timmy, but he came back from the wasteland and is safe with us now. Brought back the suitcase. When scavenging for supplies, one should check every possible corner, even if it doesn't seem promising. With that in mind, we ventilated to the rooms of the local bank, hoping to find something more than piles of useless pre-apocalypse coins. It looks like the bank was robbed just before the blast. The vault was cracked open with saws hidden in teddy bears. Who does that anyways? Anyway, we can see why they wanted to rob it so badly. The place was filled with tomato soup cans. How did it end up here? Maybe the mail had delivered it to the bank instead of a food bank? We got plus soup cans. We found a shopping bag on the floor next to the counters and contained a couple of rotten bananas, a hand cream, pair of bunny slippers, and some bottled water. Tempting as all of these treasures may have been, we limited ourselves to the water, plus one water. So this is how they guarded the place. Unacceptable in the guard room. We found skeletons of two individuals who seemed to be playing cards when the bombs hit. Good thing that we kept all of our money in a really safe place. That is our special cookie jar in the kitchen. Those guards didn't provide much security here, but their cards did, contributing to a high quality shelter entertainment. Thanks. Plus one deck of cards. We spotted some sort of vehicle just down the street, but couldn't get a good enough look at it in the dark. Maybe future expeditions will prove more futile. Ted is no longer thirsty. Ted's stomach is rumbling. Mary Jane is no longer hungry. So, the Walrus is no longer thirsty. The Walrus would really love to eat something. Timmy is very hungry. Timmy is really tired. Timmy isn't tired. I'm sorry you're sick, Timmy, and you're... No, you don't get nothing. Because you don't need it. I guess we could send out Mutant Mary Jane. we were sure we'd looked through our supplies carefully, but Mary Jane spotted something all of us missed. A seed, a plant, a seed. We should plant it to see what happens, but we need a bottle of water for that. Should we use it? Sure, why not? I don't really care. If it grows something, then that's great. I doubt it will, but I don't even see our experimentation. I think we're all out of water now. So, somebody, here goes nothing. Soil, seeds, water. We'll see what happens in a few days' time. Let's just hope these seeds don't turn into some useless flower. Mary Jane seems optimistic enough. Timmy should eat something. Timmy is looking very pale. That is not good. Timmy needs to rest a bit longer. Ted is no longer hungry. Dolores is no longer hungry. Mary Jane isn't worried, or at least she is not saying so out loud. Okay, you're gonna go outside. I guess you can't take nothing with her. Send out Dolores with a suitcase, baby. And we're gonna keep on going. So now is a good time to segue into our sponsor, Owned 3D. You know, don't forget to try them out if you do live streams. They have things that make them look more, I guess they make them look better. My Call of Duty ones, different things. You can also get your own custom emojis for your live streams. The more you buy, the cheaper it is for those. You know, they have like different. And then if you sign up, you get free things for live streams, which can be using OBS Studios or the Twitch live stream thing. And you can buy ones if you want them, or you can pay for the monthly subscription where you got access to all. But it's your choice. Don't forget to try them out. The link will be in the pinned comment, so I hope you guys will try it out, and thank you. Dolores is on her way to the surface. Let's hope she'll make it back safe and sound to the suitcase. Timmy is very hungry. Timmy is looking very pale. That's no good. That's not good. Timmy still hasn't rested. Where is water when Ted needs it? Mary Jane didn't cause any trouble today, and no trouble there crossed her path. Ted needs water. So Ted's gonna take our last portion of water. Everybody else is okay. It is hard to keep track of the time down here. We can't tell if it's night or day. Our sleeping patterns are messed up. These terrible light bulbs are not helping. Too bad we can't replace them. There has to be something else we can do about this. Okay, now why do we need that first aid kit though? Like, why? Why? If anything, Timmy needs the first aid kit. He's sick. And Mary Jane is mutant. And she looks super goofy. I guess Ted has gone crazy. Bravely ignoring our symptoms, we tried to get at least an hour or two of sleep. No luck. We were even more tired than we were. And there are other problems that we still need to face soon. Let's just hope our yawning will be enough to scare raiders away, or save us from radiation sickness. Timmy should eat something. Timmy needs an extra blanket. He's shivering all the time. Timmy needs to rest a little bit longer. Timmy's been talking about nothing other than water. Ted is no longer thirsty. Ted is really tired. Ted's gone crazy. Mary Jane did not cause any trouble today. No trouble crossed her path. Okay, you can eat, buddy. And we're officially out of water. So, yay! Is there anybody who can rescue us from this hellish situation? It's our government. You can't badmouth them all. You can badmouth them all you want, but that probably means you're either a naysayer or a commie. We're good citizens. We've been paying our tax regularly, so we're sure Uncle Sam is coming to get us. Well, except that one time when we never mind. The government people are coming, and we should keep our ears and eyes open for any sign of them. Hopefully our radio does not get busted. That would suck. Day 14, boys. Okay, we still have a radio. Good news, the government made a radio broadcast about extracting survivors from our area. The announcement asked everyone listening to wait a while longer and expect further communication in a few days. We'll be out of here soon. Ted's mental health worries us all, but we don't know how to help him. Ted is still tired. A few days of rest is what he needs. Timmy is very hungry. And if we don't do anything about Timmy's sickness, it might get worse. Timmy still hasn't rested. Timmy's no longer thirsty. Mary Jane's diet could use a little food. We're pretty good on food. No, not everybody gets food. I'm afraid not everybody gets food. We were discussing our plans for the first meal that didn't feature tomato soup when we heard yells outside. We discovered they came from a small group of ragged survivors. Excuse me. They were a sorry sight and weren't surprised when they requested aid. They asked us to provide anything we could: water, food, medical, or supplies. I'll be nice and give them a can of food. Like, we're good on food. There's only 3 of us in here. Like, Mary Jane's probably gonna die. Ted's sick. Not Ted, Timmy. Day 15. Oh, yes, we got a map from those nice people. We never seen anyone so touched by a simple gift. A minute later, those 4 people were hugging us like there was no tomorrow. Quite possibly, actually, and thanking us for the gesture. They were eager to repay us, and one of their group offered us a map of the local area. They claimed it helped them get here, so it brought luck upon whoever used it. We promised we'll give it a try and wished them a safe journey. Ted still hasn't recovered his energy. Ted is no longer crazy. Ted should think about doing something soon. Ted is hungry. Timmy should eat something. Timmy's looking very pale. Timmy has the rest of Mary Jane is no longer hungry. I'm sorry, Ted, but we're fresh out of the water. So we had thought phone calls were a thing of the past after the atomic bomb. Then we'll send out Timmy. Timmy's already sick, so I'm trying to keep Ted in shape. You know, I don't know about Mary Jane. We'll see if... Okay, he's back. We don't know what happened, but we're about to find out. Shoot. No. I just screwed up. He's only back inside the game. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what I clicked, but now I'm trying to get back inside the game. And now my computer's frozen. Okay, I'm back in. Continue. Okay. Sorry. When we answered the phone, we could clearly hear a gasp relief from the call where they introduced themselves as survivors from a nearby town, Hill Valley. We had started exchanging information when the call was cut short. Something must have gone wrong on their side. We hope they will get back to us. Ted still hasn't recovered his energy. Ted is no longer hungry. Ted looks like he's got 1 foot in the grave. He needs to recover. Timmy is very hungry. Timmy is looking very pale. Timmy still hasn't rested. Timmy doesn't need much, but he should drink. Well, I'm sorry, we have no water. I think the wife is dead. It's difficult to keep our spirits up in this situation. We hope the whole mess will be over soon, or else we might end up in a place much worse than this cozy shelter. If I had water, you could both have water. Day 17. Day 17. Okay. Apparently we are plant. Being stuck in such a tiny shelter would make anyone a bit emphatic. We need to stay calm and await the rescue. Surely they're coming for us, right? Ted looks like he's got 1 foot in the grave. He needs to drink water right now. Ted is rested. Timmy should eat something. If we don't do anything about Timmy's sickness, it might get worse. Timmy keeps falling asleep in his chair. He needs a few days to rest. Timmy is in terrible shape. We need to give him water now. It's always better when things are calm. Luckily, nothing new happened to Mary Jane. You can both eat because we have no water. You don't need to eat because you are not hungry. Tentacles everywhere. Is that a monster from Mars? Wait, they're not tentacles, it's the damn plant Mary Jane is growing. It has mutated and is out of control. Are those teeth? They're huge. We'll need to do something. Oh, it's one of those like Venus flytrap plants. That's the best way to put it. And I think it died. And Ted died. Uh-oh. There was nothing we could use to fight that damned plant. We were lucky it didn't eat us alive, but it did steal some of our food. And what reality does, a plant eating a tomato soup can. Is that even a world worth living in? Minus 2 cans. Timmy's in terrible shape. We need to give him water now. Timmy needs an extra blanket. He is shivering all the time. Timmy still isn't rested. Timmy is no longer hungry. Too many days without water took their toll. Ted died of hydration. Mary Jane is quite yeah. I think it's game over. The last time we went out on an expedition, we noticed an abandoned tank just sitting there, out in the open. It looked damaged, but may contain useful supplies, shall we? You know, we'll send out Timmy, I guess, because he's the one in best shape. It's probably game over anyways. Day 19. Okay, he hasn't came back yet, but the Loris came back, and we got a rifle, a suitcase, and nothing else. The last thing we expected was a giant explosion. We could hear the debris falling from the sky and hitting the sad remains of our house. The tank must have been booby-trapped or contained volatile explosives. Why did we do it? Why? We were glad to see the Loris come back safely from the wasteland. Government is dropping supplies for survivors in the area. They are marked by smoke flares and can easily be seen, but most of them are barely reachable. Despite that, a lot of them were already ransacked by scavengers. How did they do that? One of the food drops broke in midair, and now it's raining soup. Luckily for us, a few cans survived the fall. 2 cans of soup. Some crates were filled with very weird stuff. Why did they drop a crate full of rubber ducks? At least one of the smaller crates had a few water bottles in it. Plus 2. A bunch of folks were having a gunfight over several crates of dropped supplies. One group emerged victorious and chased off their opponents. One of the guns from the fight was left behind. The vehicle down the street looked like someone's work in progress. We observed it from afar. Who could the owner be? We've kept our distance for the time being, but we may want to take a closer look in the future. This could potentially be our ticket out of here. Mary Jane is no longer hungry. The Loris has not eaten for a while. The Loris is really tired. The Loris got ill. Okay, you get food and water. Yeah, so we'll send out Mary Jane because she's the only one that's still in shape. There is never a good time to go out into the radioactive wasteland, but it seems this will become a necessity in this new world of ours. We thought it would be a good idea to make this happen sooner, rather than later. I planned a trip to the outside before we can make it. The third step beyond the shelter doors is an unknown creature started growling at us in the darkness. We only had moments to with it. Okay, yeah, sure, we'll shoot it. Hopefully that was a good idea. Okay, we're gonna find out if that was a good idea. A quick shot with the rifle was more than enough to scare away, or maybe bring down whatever creature stalked us in the darkness. We never saw it again. The Loris would really love to eat something. We can't just sit around while the Loris is so sick. The Loris is still tired and can't seem to sleep it off. Mary Jane isn't worried, or at least she's not saying it out loud. Save the food. She can't take anything outside with her though, which is stupid as all get out. Is it because her hands are so abnormally large? If she doesn't come back, then everything's, I guess, okay. If the war survives, it's gonna be the worst story ever. Like, her husband died, and then her son got blown up. Then her daughter was like radioactive, and then she died. Mary Jane went outside. Let's hope she hurries back soon. The Loris would really love to eat something. The Loris is still quite ill. The Loris is still tired and can't seem to sleep enough. Okay, the Loris, you get super duper. Today we were visited by a strange looking little man who introduced himself as the trader. He insisted his prices are so low that it is practically like cutting his own throat. That at least we could do was take a look at his offer, although for some reason we don't really trust him. A gun for a first aid kit and a Boy Scout book for a flashlight. We're gonna skip, buddy. I don't hope nothing bad doesn't happen. I'm hoping nothing bad happens, but we kind of need the gun. And I don't know. I feel like the gun should be worth like 2 first aid kits though. Despite his desperate attempts to sell us all kinds of things, useless and not, we turned down the man's offer. It's probably for the better. He did look quite untrustworthy. The horse is not used for a while. We can't just sit around while the horse is so sleep. The horse is tired and can't seem to be brought off. The horse can't remain thirsty for long. The other day, we had a quiet knock on our door, but when we opened it, we only found a suitcase on the doorstep. There was no one around. It isn't signed, but it sure looks like it isn't meant for us. Sure, why not? Hopefully nothing bad happens. It's hard to say something bad happened though. Inside the suitcase we found some soup, but yuck, it had expired a long time ago. We weren't feeling very well. Some of us spent the whole morning using the bucket in the corner. We are not accepting anonymous case ever again. The horse would really love to eat something. We haven't done anything about the horse's sickness. The horse complains she still can't get a good night's sleep. No, fine, you can listen. Today the music from the radio stopped abruptly, and then we got to listen to a transmission from the army. We were almost halfway to the door when they started talking about evacuation, but it turns out there is something we need to do first. All survivors were asked to leave a sign that they were alive somewhere in the area. The exact location was given in geographical coordinates. We needed a map to establish coordinates. Sure, that could be really helpful because we could actually survive for once. Because I've never survived before. But right now, it's not looking like it's very likely. I don't know what the horse. I don't know if she's gonna come back though. Mary Jane. Timmy's dead. Ted's dead. A quick glance at the map gave us all the information we required. We left them a message in a bottle. The walrus's health is not improved. The walrus is no longer hungry. The walrus has rested. Time to ration supplies. A sweetie looking trader carrying an equally scruffy bag on his shoulder paid us a visit. He offered us a simple one-time deal. For just 1 can of soup, we get the bag and all of its contents. We can't see what's inside, and the trader gave us an angry glance every time we took a step toward the mysterious bag. I think this gives us a cat, if I remember. I think I've done this one before, and you end up with a cat. I think. Yeah, we have a cat now. As soon as the door closed behind the trader, the bag started to violently shake, immediately screeching hellish sounds. Terrified, we backed up against the walls. When the beast finally escaped, it turned out to be just an angry house cat. The feline gave us a menacing look and promptly sat down in the corner, the queen itself. Its collar says, I don't know how to pronounce that. Is that its name? We haven't done anything about the horse's sickness. Water is all the horse wants. Well, so right now you're the only person still alive. A young woman dressed in white knocked on our door today, telling us a story of her missing twin brother, who is most prominently held captive in a bandit camp. He tried to defeat a big bandit leader, and his sister fears something might have happened to him. She claims to know that we're good and trustworthy people and believes that we can help her rescue her sibling. If we do, she says it might be the beginning of a solid friendship. Well, she don't want to go outside even though she's like half awake, even though she's like fully sick. Okay, now everything looks okay. The woman quickly called a group of friends, and we set out for what turned out to be a successful mission. Finding the lost twin brother wasn't a problem. He was hanging on top of some antenna next to the fence trying to escape. In his duel with the bandit leader, he lost a hand, but the group quickly tended to his injuries, and he'll be just fine. The sibling thanked us 100 times, and they said they would definitely contact us again. We can't just sit around, the horse is so sick. What was that? A a rat. Rats are usually smaller, and what is with the double tail? We can't let that thing get into our supplies, sure. And Dolores, and she came back, whatever her name is. I can't remember. It looks like she brought water and an axe. Our cans are safe. Too bad for the hairy mutant. Guess we're still on top of the food chain. Good for us. Damn, our gun blew up when we tried to shoot the thing. Nothing made us happier than the sight of Mary Jane returning through the shelter from the surface. I don't know. Okay, we got an axe and a water bottle, cause 2 water bottles. I can't read that. We can't just sit around while the horse is so sick. Mary Jane, but I could use a little food. We'll send out Mary Jane again. Spiders seem to be operating under the assumption that they all have the same rights to this shelter as we do. They're everywhere and don't seem very scared of us. It's time we change that. We don't want any more spiders in our soup. No sir. But we have none of that stuff, so we're kinda screwed. We still got the new... This cat's kinda random. I don't even... Oh. Can't move the game. Oh, we still have the gun. The gun looks like we tried to peel a banana. We went... While we were asleep, Sharklove made short work of those pesky spiders. It chased them around until all of them ran away through the cracks in their shelter. Well, let's hope they stay gone for good. Mary Jane is quite hungry. The walrus would really love to eat something. The walrus itself has not improved. There has to be some water left. The walrus should get it. Mary Jane's gonna go outside again because we need an adult, and the walrus is sick. Mary Jane went outside. Let's hope Sherry's back soon. We haven't done anything about the walrus' sickness. She's well, there's not much to do about her sickness though. Sharklove is still a fresh addition to our little family, so we need to keep an eye on it. And believe it or not, just today we noticed something else on its collar. It seems to be a metal plate with an address on it, and it's not far. Will we take a quick trip and see what is there? Sure, why not? This guy probably just found this cat and decided, oh yeah, sure, I'll trade him for something. Before we reached the end of the street, we were stopped by 2 men wearing dark coats and stylish hats. They rushed towards the cat to pick him up. They'd been looking for him for a while now. Supposedly Sharklove belongs to an old lady who's rather fond of it and misses the little guy dearly. We shrugged and went back on to our shelter. The cat didn't seem to care, so why should we? Good thing we didn't get too attached to it. We didn't get too attached to it the last few days. The horse is still quite ill. We were about to finish our dinner, if you can call it that, when we heard someone knocking at the door. It seems to be a trader who's very interested in ammunition. How about that? Well, how about a checker table? We don't need it right now. Well, there's our checker table gone. We offered checkers instead of ammunition. The visitor was quite confused and tried to explain to us what ammunition was. We pretended to understand nothing. It was very amusing until he left the front checker board. Blank. We haven't done anything about the horse's sickness. The horse can't remain thirsty. Okay, fine, you get food and water, baby. We have been busy. We've been busy since we got to the shelter, but there is still much to be done, like trimming that shrubbery in our yard. That's definitely something we want to do when we get out of here. Okay, I don't know. Nickety knockety. Our relocation is probably something we'll be able to discuss after we get out of here. We haven't done anything about the worst sickness. Would you expect the post-apocalypse to be a time of peace and quiet? Since you know most of the people aren't around anymore. here we have someone at the door. When we opened it up, we encountered a strange-looking man in a blue jumpsuit who asked us to trade him a water chip. What in the blank is that? Well, here, buddy, you can have a water. I mean, I don't. It sounds like a good sound. The radio is going beepity boppity beep. The visitor wasn't very happy that we didn't have a water chip, or that we didn't know what that one was. He did help himself to the water we offered him and explained the chip is of utmost importance. Before we learned anything more, he left for the wasteland. To our surprise, we found Jack Wolf back in our shelter this morning. We're not exactly sure why or how it came back, but it's in our good care. It appreciates our kind hearts, optimism, or just our stockpile of soup cans. Time will only tell. Get to sit around. We were afraid that the army wouldn't get back to us, but they eventually did. The next transmission was full of evacuation promises, but it ended on a big if. The speaker requested that any survivor groups armed with firearms should dispose of them before they get rescued. We don't know what this is about, but it sounds like violating our rights. On the other hand, are there any laws and rights left? We don't have a gun, so ours is busted. I think they literally just say that to the military. They can take all the guns to the military. I can't move spots anymore. Yeah, but that gun's fried. It's busted. It's garbage. Because we didn't have a gun to begin with, soldiers shouldn't have any issues with us. We haven't done anything about the horse's sickness. If there is one thing we need, it's water for the horse. Courtesy almost killed the cat. Shark Wolf found a tiny wire sticking out from the ceiling and pulled it out. Plaster and debris fell on our table, popped off with a big meowing fur ball. What is this thing anyways? Nobody remembers it being there before. The cat might get angry if we take away the wire. So maybe it's best to leave it. Or should we examine that wire? Why not? We'll examine it, I guess. I don't think anything bad's gonna happen. I don't see anything new. We followed the wire outside and found a half-burned out truck with two surprised gentlemen inside, surrounded by an array of blinking boards. That's some space tech right there. Were they listening in on us in our very own shelter? Their feeble excuse about a roadside picnic didn't convince us. Even Timmy knows you can't have picnics here, and the car had no wheels. We can't just sit around. The horse is so sick. The horse is not first. I don't have a first aid. The twin siblings have paid us a visit, asking if we have a map of our town. In the shelter, their group is becoming bigger every day, and they're slowly running out of space in their tent. So they're traveling through the city looking for a good spot. Sure, you can borrow our map. I don't know. Okay, okay, it looks like Mary Jane came back. I think she brought some water and nothing else. So, good job, Mary Jane. They didn't have to ask us twice. These people are very friendly, and the way they take care of others is impressive. We showed them the map and pointed out a few bandit camps that they should avoid. They were grateful and stayed for a little chat. They said they would be more than happy if we came to visit them once their camp is ready. We can't wait to see how it turns out. Nothing made us happier than the sight of Mary Jane. Okay, she brought back 1 can of food, 2 cans of water. Mary Jane used a little food cans around while the horse is so okay. Okay. The agents who were spying on us are now at the door and want to explain it, so should we hear it out? Sure, why not? If we die, we die. Day 37. Okay. They briefly waved some sort of ID cards in front of our faces and told us they're on a top secret government mission. The wiretap wasn't to spy on us, but rather on the cat. It's suspected of being a Soviet agent. They're willing to let us into their super top secret government safe house if we help them with some of their top secret missions. They assured us that they'd contact us again with more details. Mary Jane is quite happy. Dolores is no longer hungry. Water is all Dolores wants. Okay. Mary Jane's gonna go outside. She's the only one that's remotely capable of doing it. So we're gonna see how this goes, guys. She's going back out again. Mary Jane went outside. Let's hope she was back soon. We can't just sit around with the horses so sick. Thursday. We had a knock at the door. Oh yes. Okay, I'm gonna trade our gas masks for playing cards. I mean for a first aid kit. We heard a knock on the door this morning. We held our breath in fear, but we soon heard children's voices coming from outside. We started to open up. It turned out the voices belonged to a pair of Girl Scouts. They used to sell cookies, but they have branched out now, and they offer other items too. Smart girls. So we're gonna get the first aid kit for the horse, because I thought the gas mask is a fair trade. We haven't needed it yet. We haven't really gone anywhere where we need it, so. The girls were very kind, and their prices were more than fair, so we gladly accepted their offer. How very clever of them to keep their business alive, even after the apocalypse. We were impressed. Hopefully this helps. Open in the name of freedom, came a shout from outside the door. We weren't sure who claimed to be representing freedom, but we could hear it. Was a group of people, probably armed. Anyone who introduces themselves like that is probably planning to kill someone in the name of freedom. Sure, why not? Mary, oh, she's still together now. Opening the door revealed a group of armed teenagers, possibly high school students. Contrary to what we expected, they were very friendly and requested to know if we had seen any reds nearby. We couldn't help them. When they found out we were not armed, they were kind enough to leave us a spare rifle. We asked who they were, and all they said was Wolverines. The Dolores is good from hearing this. All water is all the Dolores wants. Dolores will live. It's been a while, but there was another message from the military on the radio. They want us to send one person out to meet them. Sounds like some kind of precaution or trick. We hope we know what we're getting into. Yes. I think we'll take the risk. Taking the risk just in hopes we can actually get out of here. And nothing looks too disturbing. We made it to the meeting. The serious-looking soldier asked us a few questions, made some notes, and told us they would get back to us. We can only hope we made a good impression. Too bad our Sunday best didn't take it through the explosion. But too bad our Sunday best didn't make it through the explosion. Okay, the horse is no longer hungry, the horse is no longer thirsty. You guys can wait. Alert, there is a gang of firefighters outside, or at least they are dressed like ones. They have been hanging on the door, ordering us to surrender all of our supplies. They claim that they will drive us out with fire if we don't. No, we'll just use the padlock, and we'll use the padlock, I guess. We'll see if we can keep them out. Uh-oh, that didn't sound very good. I think it's game over. No, it's not. Okay. We didn't think that a small padlock would stop them, but it turned out to be enough to discourage the unknown attackers. It seems that they gave this whole break in a fair shot, but ultimately gave up and left. Too bad that padlock is in no shape to be used again. We need to think of other ways to fight off the bandits and other super barbarians. We still have an axe and a rifle now. There it goes again, noises, weird noises all the time. They are coming from pipes in the walls. There's something behind the door we don't know, and this driving is insane. Okay, yeah, we can play cards. The cards is the only game we have left because that checker table got traded for ammunition. Having some fun made us forget about what was it again? The Warriors can't remain thirsty for too long. Before the world turned into an unforgiving and dead wasteland, we were friends with almost everybody in our town, including the old man Jim, who would shamble through our street often and always said hello. When we wanted to visit him once, he gave us an address that took us to a park. Old man Jim is such a joker. It appears that he survived the blast, since he's at our door right now asking if we want to buy a rock. Well, I'm kind of curious to see what he's gonna say because it seems like he used to be. I don't see anything missing. Old man Jim was always lovely and friendly to everyone, so of course we opened the door and fulfilled his request. He winked at us and told us that the first rock is for free, which we were happy to hear. A nice rock is a good thing to have, but we don't think we would be able to trade any of our supplies for it, even if it brings luck. He claimed the worst A traveling salesman paid us a visit today. He introduced himself as Willie. Apparently, businesses can do well even after the war. One deck of cards for one can of food. One for one for two, and one for four. I guess we'll trade our deck of cards. I mean, we kind of used the food. Hoping this guy doesn't rip us off. And Mary Jane came back. So that's a good thing. And she brought more water, and she brought bug spray, and nothing else. So, yeah. We made a deal with the salesman and helped him pack. He strolled away onto the wasteland like he knew exactly where he was going to next. Nothing made us happy this side of Mary Jane's turn. We got one bug spray, one bug repellent, and 2 bottles of wine. Mary Jane thought you could use that little food. The worst really not Mary Jane again. The siblings and their friendly group came by the shelter today to inform us that their camp has been finished. Now they wish to establish some sort of schooling system within the camp. Some of the kids didn't even manage to learn to read before the bomb fell. They need any books they can get their hands on to help educate the youngsters. So far, the only reading material they found were some communist propaganda. Well, if I had that, I'd give it to you. You guys are really nice, and they're trying to do good things, but I didn't have anything for you because it would be on that shelf with the flash drive. We didn't have anything to read in the shelter, but we gave the siblings our word that we would look around. They thanked us and agreed to come back some other time. Mary Jane is quite hungry. Dolores is no longer hungry. Dolores has to drink something. You're going outside because you're the only one who can really go outside anymore. I mean, I guess they could both go outside now, but it's better to send out Mary Jane because even if it takes her a while to come back, she always manages to move out something. Mary Jane went outside. Let's hope she comes back soon before she's not thirsty. Wouldn't it be fantastic if we could just get out and leave, walk the surface like we used to, smell the fumes and pollution? That scent of freedom we miss. Okay, so nothing important today. Day 48. I think it's still gonna be with the radio today. Hoping our radio doesn't die soon, because we kind of need that. We can take care of ourselves. The Warriors is doing quite well, or she just can't find anything for them today. There isn't a lot of space down here, and we can smell everything. When one of the walls bricks got loose today and revealed a hole, we felt pretty sick. And the smell coming from the hole was terrible. We should investigate and remove the source of the stench. Yes, we should. Okay. Day 49. I think we did something horrible. Well, that sounded... Okay, our radio is busted. As we approached the hole cautiously and peeked inside, what happened next nearly gave us a heart attack. Some crazed rodent or reptile or whatever this crazy mad creature was leapt out and started jumping all over the damn shelter. It was everywhere. We couldn't catch it. Before we could do anything, it pushed our radio off the table and we went back into the hole. It crawled from. We never saw it again. Why was all the walrus so much? They were doing with it. When emptying our bucket in front of the shelter, we discovered a hastily drawn map on one of the room walls. Someone drew out a route and a marked spot at the end of it. Maybe there are supplies hidden. We should check out. Yes, because I think that's good. I don't know if we got anything though. We do need a new radio though. Ours technically, I think it could technically be fixed. Let me see. Luckily fine. We were afraid the map was a trap leading us straight into a camp full of bandits, but it turned out to be true. At the end of the path, we found some supplies that might be helpful to us. We got a gas mask, and that's all we got was a gas mask. Because I remember we traded ours for the first aid kit, so now we got another gas mask in case we need it. We got a visit today from a person with a physical mutation. He managed to grow several extra fully operational hands. He shared the story of his group with us, people with other deformities, who despite the circumstances remained friendly in their struggle to gather supplies wherever they go. People just shoo them away in fear of getting sick. He promised that if we gift him some supplies, his group will help us get rid of bandits next time they bother us. I'll give you soup because I have more soup than I do water. Day 51. It feels good to have some friends in this cruel, empty wasteland. A few of our supplies is a small price to pay when it comes to the safety of your family. The walrus is fine and well, as much as anyone can be, well in this tiny shelter. A young singer approached our shelter this morning, encouraged by two different guitars, a big backpack, and a weird contraption holding up a harmonica in front of his face. He asked us for some supplies in exchange for a full song or two. We want to share. Sure, we want to share. And I think I don't know if it was a good idea or not, but it looks like we have no food now. His songs brought tears to our eyes. With good, talented Americans like that, hopefully the times are changing for the better soon. Okay, we got the radio again. The sound of his guitar kept blowing in the wind towards us as he was walking away. Our love for his music moved him so much, he even gifted us a working radio. We needed that. And we have no food, but we do have water, which is a good thing. Someone is at the door. We cannot hear what they are saying, but they have been banging on it like crazy. Maybe it's good news, maybe it's bad news. Should we open the door? Sure. Yes. The end. I beat the game. No, I did not beat the game. I think we just died. We made it. We got rescued by our brave military. We honestly shed in tears of joy when we saw those handsome uniforms covered with radioactive goo. Let's hope this is the end of our desperate survival, and we can finally have a fresh start. Nothing made us happier than the sight of Mary Jane returning to the shelter from the surface. One can of food. 2 bottles of water. Mary Jane is quite hungry. The walrus will not survive without any water any longer. The walrus, you survived for 53 days. The end, okay, and you can see everything up until the last day. Yes, I beat the game. And this is my first time beating the game, but I wish I would have beat it with all the people, but we didn't. And now you can see all of our days. Okay, guys, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time. Don't forget to go check out that guy's channel, because he's working really hard to make good content too.